A poem. I landed here, waking up in a body that feels alien to me, wondering where my life went and where I have been while it was slipping away. I feel cheated and lost. I asked to be here, I know I did, unaware of what I would feel like once I arrived. This is not what I expected. Being a woman. I remember dying, the slow, agonizing process of watching myself melt away, the muscle that had defined me and protected me, the face of strength and solidity, the shoulders that carried much more than they should, all that I was in the world dissolving before my eyes, unable and unwilling to hang on any longer to what was not real and true. The feeling of emptiness is not that far away. I shudder at the memory. I knew I had to die to become the woman I wanted to be. I just didn't know that the prize at the end of my journey would feel like this. I landed in a body that curves and sways, a body with hips and breasts and flesh in places where a woman has flesh. I landed in a body no longer young. Catching a glimpse of myself in the mirror, I am horrified to see an older woman. A woman with lines and wrinkles sagging in places that were once firm. I'm shocked and angry. How unfair to finally be waking up after this arduous journey, only to grieve my irretrievable youth. I looked more closely. The image was unmistakable. I was old. Not only was I in a body I didn't recognize, but I was one of those women I had dreaded being. Old and past her prime, her life having slipped by with unfulfilled dreams. I grieved. I ranted. There was nothing to do except surrender once again to the truth before my eyes and the wisdom in my heart. Along with all of the poison, all of the lies, and all of the history that had held me prisoner went my youth and the possibility of ever being a better version of what I knew. I saw clearly that I could never go back. I could never be young again. I felt empty and old, frail and weak. This was not the person I remembered being before I closed my eyes to the physical manifestation of my dying. This wasn't the person I expected to see when I woke up. I didn't see female nor male, just a body begging to be filled. I closed my eyes again. The pain of what I saw was more than I could bear. I went within to find the peace that I lost in the mirror. Months passed. I painted and wrote. I played with my dog. I shared my work with others and filled my days with expressions of all that I loved, sometimes catching a glimpse of the older woman in the mirror. She was still there. Others told me how well I looked, so much better than before. I wondered, what were they seeing that I failed to see? Innocently one day, I pulled a pair of pants from my closet and tried to put them on. They stopped before they could reach my hips, hips that I never had before. I was stunned. Was I old and fat now? Was I that out of control of my body? What if surrendering meant I had to be fat? Familiar fear raced through my veins and my brain turned to the old movies of my life as a child. A fat child, ostracized and alone. The pictures dashed past me. School days and college, marriage and divorce, fat and thin, never right. I wanted to escape the body that had betrayed me when I wasn't looking. Furious, terrified, the chaos in my mind was driving me wild, until surrender graced me with clarity once more. The vision that had kept me going on this journey to womanhood, the vision of a woman full and ripe, loved and cherished, fully expressing all that I am, came back to me. I wasn't fat. I wasn't out of control. I am not meant to suffer in my body. That is something added on from the outside to cover the pain underneath. That comes from comparing myself to the impossible standards that are part of a world I no longer play in, a world in which an older woman can't possibly compete with the image of youth that our culture worships. I was out of the game anyway, being old. What I missed while my eyes were closed was my body filling out from within with more of me. My cells, once deflated and lifeless, were filling with my life. Like a balloon filling with air and rising in the sky, I was filling out with expressions of my truth, radiating from the deepest places within me. I was healing, not getting fat. I wasn't the same. I didn't pick up where I left off. I traveled to another galaxy to be the woman I wanted to be, transformed in the fires of hell. A lifetime had passed while I was on this journey, enough of a lifetime to age and become the older woman I see in the mirror, enough of a lifetime to fill out into a woman's body. I woke from my inner travels to find myself in an older woman's form, like an alien in a strange world. I have to learn to maneuver the body I have now to see what it can do and what it can't. This time the rules have changed. I have spent enough time within to know the truth. The rules are mine now. There's nothing in this body that isn't me. Nothing of the outside world with its ridiculous standards of perfection that melted away long ago. I have only myself to please, my values to uphold, only my truth to express. It was an empty body that fit those pants in my closet. I could no longer wear the clothes of a body without enough life to have hips. I left that emptiness behind and filled the void with light. Why would I want to fit into emptiness again? The plan wasn't mine. The intention to blossom was. I could not have conceived of all of the twists and turns this journey has taken me through. Surrender was the only way I made it through alive. I had to grow wise enough to really see myself, not the woman I've been told I should be. Wise enough to look beyond the imperfections of age. I had to have older eyes to see the light that radiates from within and appreciate the woman I truly am. The seed that had spent a lifetime covered and hidden in my womb has been fertilized. It has grown from within into the woman I see in the mirror, showing the signs of a lifetime of experience, full in places where a real woman is full, with the courage to swell and curve in the face of standards that were never meant for a woman who is truly a woman.